Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, February 9th. I'm here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon. Listen, guys, we got a big story to start off with. Steph is taking notes furiously over here, so we got to get right into this because you got a lot to say.
Yeah.
Britney Spears is back in the spotlight. It's all because of a new documentary called Framing Britney Spears. It explores her life and how the tabloids exploited her troubles. The film talks about the 13 years that her father, Jamie, was her conservator, which spawned the Free Britney movement and the hashtag. Now a lot of stars are supporting Britney on social media, including Andy Conway, Cohen, Bette Midler, and Sarah Jessica Parker. The film interviews some of the paparazzi who covered her very public breakdown. I remember this picture, man, like the time she attacked one of those vehicles with an umbrella that we see there. It also examines Britney's very famous relationship with Justin Timberlake and exposes some of the questions she faced surrounding their breakup, like this interview with Diane Sawyer back in 2003.
You've had a rough year. You've had a year that would test a lot of people. Illness in the family. A breakup. This spasm of publicity.
My goodness. Hello. Ew. Strong Britney. Yeah, it was a weird time. Ew. I'm embarrassed. Can we stop this?
So the question is, looking back at everything that happened to Britney, was she treated unfairly, and do stars like Justin Timberlake or Diane Sawyer owe her an apology? Now, before we get into that, because listen, in Diane Sawyer's case, we have to take this case by case, right? She's doing the interview, so she's got to throw some hardballs at Britney Spears. Maybe times have changed now that it's 2021. Let me show you this Family Feud clip before we get started, and then you guys will know maybe a little bit more what I'm talking about. Here we go.
Name something Britney Spears has lost in the past year.
Her husband.
It's something. The hair. There it is. All right.
She's lost her sanity.
And she lost her mind. I'm sure Britney appreciates that. Yes, absolutely. Let's find out what are the other things she's lost this past year. Number 2, 5, number 6, number 7, her fans. All righty, there you have it.
All right, so to set the stage here, Diane Sawyer, I don't think was that out of line. This would definitely not fly today.
Oh, I think definitely Diane was out of line. You've got to think Britney was only 17 years old when she conducted that interview. I don't know where Britney's management team were throughout that entire piece, because to be honest, it was absolutely disgusting. Yeah. Watching that Family Feud clip makes me feel sick to my stomach. And I tell you what, they were wrong, because Britney's fans never left her, so that's completely inaccurate, and that's why this documentary has been given the light it has. And I actually feel, because I'm a really big Britney Spears fan, I'm always like saying how her conservatorship literally makes me feel sick to the bottom of my stomach. And I think a lot of her fans her really hardcore fans are feeling a little aggravated right now, because they're thinking, really? We all knew this. Is it taken everyone else that long to see what the problem is here? But I think what this documentary has done is built a bridge to the general public that maybe liked Britney and know there's some issues and that she's had some mental health problems. But it's raising awareness, and it's kind of putting a bit of a spying glass and a more wider sense so other people can wrap their heads around exactly what is happening and why. Britney isn't shown in this documentary because she's not allowed to speak. I'm sure they say in it, they've approached her, and due to her conservatorship, she's not been allocated the platform to use her own voice.
I don't like that, and I don't want to get too far into the weeds here, but I don't like that she's not involved in her own documentary. The same way I didn't like that Tiger Woods wasn't involved in his documentary, and people are capitalizing on that. I just want to put that out there first. But
same way Michael Jackson wasn't involved in his documentary as well. But watching that, to go back to that Family Feud clip, I'm sitting there and I'm disgusted. And people are saying online, and like, oh, those were the times. That's how everyone was piling on her at the same time. But there's a clip on this documentary from Craig Ferguson that's now gone viral, and he was woke.
This was back in the day.
Back in the day,
right.
He was woke. He was advanced with his wokeness, and we had that here.
For me, comedy should have a certain amount of joy in it. It should be about us attacking the powerful people, attacking the politicians and the Trumps and the blowhards and going after them. We shouldn't be attacking the vulnerable people.
And there's another clip that's online as well when he had his chance to pile on and do what everyone else was doing at the time and make fun of her. But he talked about how he's been sober for 15 years. And he was talking about the weekend that Britney had, whatever meltdowns that she went through. And he said, I would rather have my weekend, the weekend that he had, being sober. And that just goes to show you someone who's been through it, someone who had compassion. And after watching this documentary, Stephanie, and you seeing all the public outrage that's going on on, and you see the impact of Leaving Netherlands and Surviving R. Kelly. Do you think that the public opinion and the public outrage behind this documentary will free her of this conservatorship?
I think that if you look at the statistics of people that are under conservatorships, the chance of you ever getting free of that is very incredibly slim, unfortunately. It's not something that you can agree to and then just take back. And I do believe that due to some of Britney's mental health issues and problems that she's had in the past, due to literally being over-sexualized, harassed, bullied in the media, trolled by paparazzi, not being able to live her own life, I do think that caused some of those things. And I think, you know, that she maybe might have agreed to it initially because she thought it would give her better access to her children and so on and so forth. And now she's in a position where she's stuck. And Britney actually posted on Instagram, and she said, "It's the moment we've all been waiting for." And then she paused for a moment, and we all know she's referring to this documentary. And then she says, "The Super Bowl." We know she's talking about this, and she's talking about things finally coming to light. Her partner also, Sam, has posted this literally not very long ago at all. He said on Instagram stories, "Now it's important for people to understand that I have zero respect for someone trying to control our relationship and constantly throwing obstacles in our way. In my opinion, Jamie is a total," a word I cannot say. "I will not be going into details because I've always respected our privacy, but at the same time, I did not come to this country to not be able to express my own opinion and freedom." So I just think...
And by Jamie, you mean her father.
Jamie Jamie is Britney's father. He's the man that's in control of her conservatorship, her finances, and the work in which she does, which is why Britney also isn't working, because she's refusing to work while this goes on. She's being exploited.
Let me put this out there. So this paints Britney, she has nothing to do with this, in a good light, right?
Absolutely.
Had it not painted her in a good light, she wouldn't be promoting it or whatever, perhaps promoting it.
She's not promoting it, but I think she made a subtle hint.
But let me just pose this question now. Now, do we have to go back in time and apologize to the Lindsay Lohans, the Justin Biebers of the world, the Paris Hiltons, all these people that we made fun of at one point? Is there... I don't even... Redemption's not the right word, but are we going to have to go back and apologize to everybody?
I will. I have no problem doing that, because I have no problem apologizing to someone for my ignorance. I didn't know at that time.
But did she cheat on Justin Timberlake? Is that fair to ask that question?
In Cry Me a River, the song, he never really said it, you know?
As an interviewer, it's fair to ask that question. It's fair game, right? Everyone, even around here, people tell me, "Listen, man, this is the life you signed up for." I don't like that people could reach me or say terrible things to me about my family. Again, they're not people on TV, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know where the line is. It's so blurred.
I see what you're saying, Jeff, but you're speaking because now when we do interviews up here and you're talking to someone, before you know what questions that you know, to be a great interviewer, you have to ask that question, but you kind of know, you kind of got to dodge some stuff as well and allow the person that you're interviewing to give you more. Back then, those were the times back then. So now I don't see why it wouldn't be a big deal for someone to go back and apologize to the Lindsay Lohans and or whomever we made fun of back then.
You make a really good point. Look at the Lindsay Lohans, look at the Justin Biebers, the Paris Hiltons, the people that have had very public struggles with their mental health and situations within their own life, and the trolling that they've received, the harassment by the media. It's no surprise that it leads them down a path where they feel completely isolated and alone. We see Britney doesn't want to tour. Justin didn't want to tour for many years. He said he'd had enough, and he also was having issues. So I just feel like, you know, I think this is a big lesson for the media. I think what happened to Britney was absolutely inexcusable. And in reference to the point that you made about Justin Timberlake, I think, again, it's very unfair portrayal when to Britney they're saying, "You cheated, you know, you were you know, words I can't say, you know, too sexy, whatever." Whereas to Justin, all it was a lad like slapping on the back, like, "Oh, did you go to bed with her? Ha ha ha." Like, to him, it's funny.
No, I get what you're saying. There's a way to ask that question because at that time you have to ask that question. If I'm interviewing somebody that's involved in the O.J. Simpson case, I gotta ask, man. In your mind, do you think he did it? If you don't ask that question, you're not doing your job.
I think it's fine to ask the question, because if you were in an extremely public relationship and they were one of the most famous couples of the time, then yes, you can ask those questions. But it's a very different saying, "Did you go to bed with someone and did you cheat?" You know, I think they painted Britney in a very disgusting light.
Well, great conversations, guys. Check out that doc. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
if you do believe in heaven and hell, where do you think you're going? And can you deal with, if you think you're going to hell, can you deal with that?
This February, DBL is all new every day.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay. Like, it is such a joke. I was shocked.
I meant for you to chime in on.
I don't know what you're saying.
DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story. Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year.
Welcome back to DBL. Great convos. We're getting a first look at Claudia Conway's American Idol audition. Kellyanne Conway's daughter, or Kellyanne's, is it Kellyanne Conway, right?
Yeah.
Kellyanne Conway's daughter was featured in a promo for the season premiere on Sunday. Have a look.
Very nervous, but very excited.
She's a social media sensation.
I'm Claudia Conway. My parents are high-profile political figures.
But will she get a ticket to Hollywood?
We want an American Idol.
In a recent TikTok video, Claudia said she has been singing her whole life, plays 8 instruments, and said that American Idol reached out to her after she posted a video of her singing. I don't know if I like this so much. Listen, I
You
understand.
go first. Yeah.
Okay. Were you thinking the same thing? You reading my mind?
They're going to exploit the heck out of her.
Run with it, because I'm on the same page.
We just talked about Britney Spears. One thing that we didn't touch on is how they exploited her and over-sexualized her. And she even wanted to tone that down and make her videos and her image more about the dancing and, you know, that good girl, that good girl image that she had. Fast forward, American Idol, they probably watched that video and was like, oh, you play the banjo, the piano, the harmonica, whatever it's called. But we're going to want your story. The story is what's going to draw in the audience to watch this girl. If you can sing, that's a bonus. That's a plus. But I think that they are going to exploit her from this show, from wherever she goes on from now on in this musical career.
Kellyanne Conway is a controversial name.
Yes.
You say Kellyanne Conway, you think there's going to be some sort of controversy.
Yes.
This girl's 16 years old. We just talked about exploiting Britney Spears, and now people apologizing for it. What do you think, Steph? I don't know. I'm kind of...
Okay, so I think, I mean, if this girl can sing, I'm yet to hear her sing, so I don't know. But if that's what her dream is, and if she has got a genuine talent, then I think there's nothing wrong with this. And let's be realistic. We bring stars on our show because it brings us numbers and people tune in to listen to them talk. We talk about Britney Spears because it's what everyone else at home is talking about right now in the documentary. So what makes American Idol any different? They need the numbers too.
Exactly.
I know. There's just something that rubs me the wrong way. Listen, she has her own life. I want her to have her own life. But listen, I'm telling you, the media is not the media. I should say social media. The media is not nice, but social media is worse, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this girl is 16 years old, and she's going to be getting all that hate or controversy from her mother, no matter how she does in the audition. She could knock it out of the park, and people are going to be writing terrible things to her. So at 16 years old, I don't know if you can handle it.
I think she'll be doing that already.
She'll get that hate, but she'll also get endorsements. She'll get interviews, and she'll get the attention that she wants. That's
all right. Well, listen, you know what? I'm pulling for her.
Yeah.
I'm watching and I'm pulling for her. How about that? All right, coming up on DBL, some iconic bands we all know and love actually went by different names in the beginning. We're going to test your music trivia. That's coming up next. A little game. Welcome back to DBL. Some bands are so iconic, you can't imagine them going by any other name. But did you know Pink Floyd, this is true, used to be called T-Set? Ooh. Wow. Or Simon and Garfunkel originally went by Tom and Jerry. We're going to test your knowledge of some other original band names in the Rock and Roll Name Game.
I love that.
We need the studio audience like clapping, at least fake. All right,
I love
here we go.
it.
Let's get right into it. Our first question, okay? Before they were Destiny's Child, were they Lady Party, Girls Time, or Girl Power? That's girl with a U.
Right, hands down, Jeff.
I'm gonna go. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, let's
Girls
go.
Time.
Girl Time.
Oh, you guys know that one?
Yeah.
It is. It's Girl Time.
I forget how I know that, but you know, Stephanie's
They've reinvented themselves a few times. That was, you know,
the Beyonce documentary, right?
All right, let's get to the next one. Quit showing off. You guys got it right. All right, before they were Nirvana, they were Pen Cap Chew, Eraser Madness, or Three Hole Punch.
This is a bit of a trick question because they did change their name multiple times.
How do you know this too?
Yeah, how do you know this?
I was a radio DJ for years.
Here we go. C. I got C up there.
I really I hope I'm right now, but they have had a few names.
The answer is A.
What?
Pen Cap Chew.
Stephanie's on fire.
You
today.
are on fire.
Favorite Nirvana song?
Oh, gosh.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, baby.
Very nice, yeah.
There you go. Look at Brandon showing off some more. All right, next question. Before they were Van Halen, they were
come on.
Rat Salad, Rodent Soup, Mighty Mouse.
You know.
Come on, guys.
Are you serious? You know this too?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a revolving theme here.
I got my answer ready.
All right, ready?
No,
you ready, Brandon?
Nah,
let's do it.
keep saying ready.
Well, I didn't change mine. I got A.
A.
Oh, it is A? I feel good if I got Stephanie's answer. Yeah!
They also had multiple names.
Stephanie, you're perfect right now. I don't think we've ever had
before this.
No, the answer wasn't in the prompter.
All right.
Is this the last one?
I don't know.
We've never had perfect.
Stephanie's way ahead. Before they were the Bee Gees, I just watched this documentary. Did they mention this? They were the pythons, the cobras, the rattlesnakes.
I actually have no idea about this one, so this is a complete guess.
Well, I'm gonna go.
Stephanie, you could get this.
I don't know. How big are rattlesnakes in England? I don't know. Whatever. C. Oh, we all put C.
Oh, that was a guess. That was a complete guess.
Stephanie.
That I
You've
didn't
got a
know
perfect
that at
score
all.
right now.
Have I?
Yes,
so
you
far.
have.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
don't
Final
put pressure
question,
on. Here we
Stephanie.
go.
Okay.
You have to get them all right to win the free jacuzzi, all right?
I wish I got a jacuzzi.
All right, final question. Before there were the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they were the Mr. Rogers and His Friendly Neighborhood.
Ooh.
Tony Flo and the Miraculous Majestic Masters of Mayhem.
Okay.
And Too Cool for School and the Snooze You Lose.
There's.
I'm going with B just because it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, don't change your answer.
Because I didn't want the same thing as you. Were tied.
I'm not sure.
All right.
I'm not sure if it's one of two of this
All
one.
that matters is Stephanie's answer.
Yeah,
So, Stephanie, what'd you
Stephanie.
get?
I put B. I'm not sure if it's A or B. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God! For 5, you get a free jacuzzi.
Oh, yay!
The first game
I
of
never
2021, and you just got a perfect score.
It's only because I like pop culture, I guess.
Okay.
Good for you.
That's why you do What Up Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I
There you
wanted to do
go.
one.
You could show this in like maybe a little clip of you winning in What Up Wednesday. What do you think? Edit that right in there?
I don't think anyone would care, no.
Favorite song from the
one-
Bee Gees.
Night Fever, Night Fever.
All right, and the winner is, we got to do this officially. Oh, yeah.
Yay! That's a rare sighting, I'm not going to lie. To anyone who is, we've not played games in a while, but that very rarely, I think it's happened once in 3 years.
Hey, you're off to a good start.
You're off to a
like
great
Brandon said.
2021.
Congrats, Steph, and enjoy that jacuzzi. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, the music world has lost another legend. Mary Wilson, one of the founding members of the Supremes, died suddenly last night. She was just 76. Mary began her career in Detroit and rose to fame alongside Diana Ross in the 1960s with the Supremes, of course. The group produced 12 #1 hits like Stop in the Name of Love, we just heard, Someday We'll Be Together, and Baby Love. After Diana left the Supremes in 1970, Mary stayed with the group. In later years, Mary became a best-selling author, a U.S. cultural ambassador, and activist who raised awareness about HIV and AIDS and advocated for world peace. This morning, Diana Ross offered condolences to Mary's family on Twitter, saying she has many wonderful memories of their time together.
I got a chance, not 2 summers ago, to go to Hitsville, USA, where they used to record that Motown sound. And they were always talking about how the Motown sound brought people together. And we talk about this climate right now, our racial climate. Just think back in the 60s, being an international superstar and having to go through the kitchen to go perform. So what they did with their music was unbelievable. And rest in power, man.
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah. I don't know, have any of you guys seen the Motown musical?
Yes.
The Supremes are very heavily featured in it. It shows some of their story and how they were founded, and it's honestly just fantastic. I highly recommend one day when the theaters reopen.
And earlier, Stephanie?
Oh yes, earlier on I said that Britney was 17 in her Diana interview. She was actually 22.
Kind of makes a difference. Great conversation, so guys. Congrats, Steph. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
DBL.